Hello everyone, this is Fret, and in today's video I'm going to go over Sonic Jam for the Sega Saturn. It's one of my favorite games that I used to play back in the day. I mentioned it in my top 10 Sega Genesis games. It wasn't Sonic Jam. Sonic Jam was for the Sega Saturn. Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3, was on the Genesis. But years later, after the game had came out, they did a compilations CD on the Sega Saturn, which happened to be Sonic Jam. So basically, Sonic Jam included Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles. I want to say it has Sonic Spinball on there. I'd have to look. If it is, I'll try and put it up here on the video. So, the purpose of this video, if you guys have been watching my earlier videos, you will know that this is just practice for Octavius for his puppeting. Octavius is the guy that's been controlling me all this time. So, yeah. So, what this video is going to be is kind of not a review, but I'll just talk about Sonic Jam and my experiences with it, and this is more as a practice on my editing. I'll try to put like little screenshots or videos, screen caps that I get from Sonic Jam. Just see if I can make the videos more interesting. If not, I'll just stick to my normal format, which is just me talking and practicing that way. But it's nice to see if we can get a little editing in as well. I know that takes more time, but I'm willing to put in the effort. So, Sonic Jam, yeah. Now, I played this game, so when I got my Sega Genesis, well, not my Genesis, my Saturn, I got it for Christmas, and I had no games with it. Well, I had the little demo disc. If I can't, I will put the screen cap of that. It was literally called the bootleg CD, and it had various games. Clockwork Knight, I believe, was on there. I want to say NBA Jam. It might not have been. I know I own NBA Jam on the Saturn. But it just came with various games. Clockwork Knight seems to be the one I remember the most. So that was the only game. Oh, I do believe they did get me Nights into Dreams. And I played that game to death too. I'll probably talk about that one a little later. But so Sonic Jam was the first game I paid for myself. Like, I honestly, goodness, I went out, like, mowed lawns, washed cars, things like that, to get enough money to buy Sonic Jam. Like, I went nuts when I learned that this thing existed. I mean, I don't even know why, because I had all the games, but just to have them all in, you know, one disc, essentially. And it came with all this extra bonus stuff. So, and the thing that got me, because there was no Sonic game for the Saturn, which is what everyone was waiting on. Like, everyone who owned a Saturn bought a Saturn because we thought, you know, the next Sonic game would be on it and it would be a 3D game. But nothing ever came. But Sonic Jam had like this little hub area. So when you boot up the game, you know, you get the start screen or the menu screen, you press start, and then it will take you into like this little 3D hub world where you control Sonic, and you would run around in this little hub area. And this area was not huge at all, but I ran around in that area so much. Just his little Sonic legs kicking, like, it was really cool. I'll have to slap a screenshot up, but there was just so you would be Sonic, and there would be a few rings, you know, sprued about. There'd be a little spring, so you can jump up. Tails would be flying around, and you could jump, and you know, he would catch you like in the Sonic 2 and 3, and you could float or fly with him for a little bit, and he would basically, because there were like little secret areas you can get to if you messed around enough. I mean, it was nothing huge, but like Tails could carry you a little higher, so you can get to some higher platforms. And it was just it was like a little water area. Like, it wasn't nothing. I'd have to show you the guys a screen cap, but I loved it because I thought like this is what Sega was cooking up for us. Like, this was like just a little nugget of what was to come, but it never came. We got nothing until the Dreamcast. So with Sonic Jam, like I said, you had access. Man, I literally played this game to death. This is pretty much where I got all of my game time in, because like I said, I had everything in one spot. I didn't have to change like discs or anything or cartridges. I went hard on this, and they had because I didn't own a Sega CD, so I never got to play Sonic CD. So Sonic Jam was my first experience with the Sonic CD intro, and let me tell you guys, I wore this CD out. I watched that video a million times. I was blown away by the animation. It was great. I never seen Sonic like this. Like, that's what I always wanted. Like, just like in the intro, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. Especially if you're Sega Genesis heads. He was just in like was it Green Hills? I guess it was, and he was just running around, just zooming all over the place, and it looked I guess it said Toei did the animation, and they did a bang up job. I like Sonic's design because he still looks like the I guess you would say he's like cartoony Sonic, but he also looked a little older as well, like more. I don't know what the right word is. Not edgy, but I would say more serious. I guess the tone was a little bit more serious in Sonic CD. I wouldn't know. I have played it in my later days. Did I get it on Steam? I think I got it on Steam. Sonic CD anyway. I gotta say, I didn't care for it that much. I mean, it might be just because I'm older. If I was younger, I'm sure I would have played it to death. But now that I'm older, I might go back and give it another shot. But anyway, that Toei animation was top tier, and I wish Toei would have done the animation going forward. But I know they had their hands full with all that other stuff. So just to see that was great. What else? With Sonic Jam, man, there was so much. The little art gallery, they had an art gallery or museum, and you can go through and look at all the Sonic art. They would have old Sonic commercials, which look creepy, by the way. What else did they have? I did like the art gallery. I like looking at all the older Sonic models or designs that they had, and I would flip through those for days. That's kind of where I started getting my art down when it came to drawing Sonic. I think I lost all my older pieces of Sonic. I remember in class when I was drawing, one of my classmates came up and he's looking over my shoulder as I'm drawing. And he's like, Sonic's feet aren't that big, right? And I'm like, shut up, man. Who's drawing this, me or you? He kind of just like scurried off. But I can admit, in my earlier drawings, they weren't that great. I doubt I can find it. If I find any, I'll put them up. But yeah, I think I lost all my older work. I didn't really save them when I was younger. I save all my art now, but back then I was just a kid. I just kind of drew and threw my stuff away. I wish I'd kept it all though, or at least some of it. But yeah, Sonic Jam. I'm trying to think. I should have made bullet points, but I didn't. This is kind of on the fly video, just to see if I can capture some images and all that. I want to say Spinball was on there. Spinball was an interesting game. I didn't like it at first because I'm not really a pinball kind of guy. But for Sonic, I was willing to give it a chance. And at the beginning, it was terrible. I think I turned it off almost immediately. Or maybe Spinball wasn't on there. Maybe I rented that. I can't remember. I have to boot it up now just to see if it was on there. But Spinball was a weird game. Sonic controlled weird, and you had like a wind-up jump. Like in all the previous Sonic games, when you hit the jump button, he would just jump. There was no like wind-up to it. On Spinball, he would take a beat and then he would jump. And that threw me off so hard. Which I guess it really didn't matter because there wasn't that much platforming in the game. It was more pinball than anything. But you could kind of control Sonic as he went around the pinball machine, but not really. And it was just weird. And the Chaos Emeralds were like blue, like all of them for some reason. And the sound was off. I don't know. I ended up beating it after a long while, and it was very anticlimactic. But yeah, oh man. But yeah, being able to play Sonic Jam, I played this game so much that my cousin Chris got mad at me and said he was going to Sonic my jam if I don't get off this game. I played it a lot, guys, a lot. There's really no need for it because, like I said, I've already mastered all the games by the time I got Sonic Jam. But that 3D area was well worth it, at least for me as a kid. Like I just stayed in that world, just ran around, even though it was a tiny area. It didn't matter. I loved the Sonic 3. He was a 3D model, and I loved it. I just ran around that hub area for hours until I had to go to sleep. And I wake up, go to school, come back home, and do it all over again. Like, it was fantastic. But I'm sure I'll be able to put some shots up so you can see what I'm talking about. Man, I'm about to boot this game up right now, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and yeah, I'm gonna play some Sonic Jam. Thanks, guys. See you later. All right. That was good, right? Yeah, we should be able to get some video. I hope our screen cap card still works. Anyway.